This improv story is based on the idea a man crashes party, let the story commence. Craig champed on the door and went like that. The door opened, he started walking. Excuse me, sorry. I'm in here. John! Him there. I know who John is. Are you the neighbour? I am the neighbour. John! How was I not invited, mate? How was I not invited? Craig had had a few drinks. He'd been building up to this. He needed about 3-4 drinks. He wasn't going to do anything, but he had a few drinks in the house by himself. He had no fucking choice to sit by himself. Because every cunt else in the street was at this fucking party, and he was sitting in by himself. He wasn't going to say anything, but he was 4 drinks down. He went, fuck it. John, why was I not invited? Is it because I didn't get the guy to cut the hedge? And John walked out and went like, what's that? What? And John broke Craig's nose. It got filmed. People were on Craig's side, people were on John's side. Craig went back in the house, phoned the police. Police came round, stopped the party. Craig was happy about that. And then took John away in front of the whole fucking street. Some people went like that to Craig. Fucking grass. Sort it like a fucking man. Getting the police involved. Sort it like a fucking man. You're one to fucking start it. Sort it like a fucking man. Craig went like that. Fuck off. Acting like we're fucking teenagers. Sort it like a fucking man. Right, we're grown ups now. Get the fucking police. John got a 1 year suspended sentence, which means if you do a year, you got to do a year of like no bad behaviour at all. But John was a wee bit of a nutter. Went into a shop and knew, see if I so much as shoplift a cream egg. I'm going to jail for the assault. He couldn't help it. Couldn't help himself. And he picked up a cream egg, put it in his pocket right in front of the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper said, what you doing? John just walked out the shop. Shopkeeper thought it was a joke. Just in case, just to make sure that he knew for certain, John cracked his nose. That was it. John's doing 20 year. John's doing 20 year. I'll tell you why. He actually got, it was meant to be 18 months. He did 9 months if you're good behaviour, but in there he cracked a few other noses. Then somebody tried to kill him, and he killed that person. He got done for it. Because he had called Craig a grass, so he couldn't grass up to the fucking the governor. He backed himself into a corner with his own principles. So he's doing 20 year and there's no chance of parole. 20 year. And I just got word there. No PlayStation. And I just got word this morning, by the way, just in case you've not worked this out, this is actually a true story. Sorry, I was going to do an improv, but it's actually a true story. I just found out this morning that John was stabbed to death inside the prison. The pigs, the screws, said that they didn't see anything. They didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. Everybody said he must have fell on the shank. He must have fell on the, what do you call it? Do you get shanked by a shank? He was in his cell. In the court, there was a tribunal, what do you call it? Shanked with a shiv. What do you call it? A thing where they sort of investigate, an inquest. And every time somebody got put in the witness stand, like the governor or one of the screws, they went like that. So was there anyone else in his cell that day? Was there anyone else in there? And they all went like that. No, he was in his cell, and I always got a wee giggle for the the jury. There was a jury in this inquest. I always got a wee, and the officials. No, he was in his cell. And they all got a wee giggle when the judge was like that. I don't get this. Judge was quite posh. I don't get this. He was in his cell. I'm asking, was he alone? He was in his cell. Yes, but was he alone? He was in his cell. Everybody's laughing. He was in his cell is kind of, it's like saying he was in himself. He was in by himself. Like if you talk like in a Glaswegian, at least where I come from, Glasgow, you see, he was in his cell. It sounds like he was in his cell. But it actually means he was in himself. It's just a kind of dialect sort of way of saying he was in his cell. He was in himself. He was in by himself. So you're simultaneously saying he was in his cell, his cell, and also he was also alone. So the judge was like, what's going on? People laughing. And then one day the judge came in. Well, okay. Now, I spoke to a friend of mine who's got a friend whose son has fallen by the wayside and hangs around in some working class, poverty-stricken areas, and he has an in-depth knowledge of this lingo. So I'm a little bit more clued up today. So anyway, carry on. When I see it, I'll say something. And then somebody got up and went like that, and the judge went, now, was the deceased alone? Or did they have somebody in the cell? And then somebody got up and went like, he was in his cell. And the judge went, oh, wonderful. You see, everyone. And then he explained everything that I just explained. And Craig's family were there and they were greeting their fucking eyes at Craig's family. I know you're thinking, but where were they regarding the party? I thought he was in his house alone. They weren't there at that time. At the time of the party. They were in the party. John. Was it John? Oh, that's right. It was John. That's right. Sorry, Craig and no. There was a big mix-up, and Craig and John. What I didn't mention, the two of them were. I actually had to serve the same time, because the police don't like. There was a new thing that came in. Police don't like grasses and things like that. So he had to do the time. If you grass somebody in for a crime, you've got to do the time as well. It's just a thing. So I didn't mention Craig, and they were in there. So he wasn't in his cell. He was in his cell. And the judge said, now, hold on, but seriously, was he allowed? He was in his cell. I'm serious! And it all came out that Craig and John were in there, and both of them got... Craig got out. And then he threw a party where he shot on John's grave, sort of thing. The end. True story. How do I know? I'm the judge. Hard as fuck keeping that accent in.